braided join on a blanket. I thought I'd hop on here and just hang out a little bit. I'm in the middle of a tube currently. I've been working on this blanket for what feels like ages. But hopefully we can knock it out this week and move on to better things. I've not uploaded on here a while. I have been so crazy busy, so I do apologize for that. This joint's kind of satisfying. Like, it feels nice to unravel the stitches a little bit. I don't know, just me, but I enjoy it. I hope that you all are having a wonderful night or day, depending on where you're at. I do apologize that I've not uploaded on YouTube in forever. I'm aware. I'm working on it. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. So this is what the braid looks like on the front. And then the back does look a little bit different. Let me flip it over. So it doesn't really look like a braid on the back, but I still enjoy the way it looks. Obviously, with this being a blanket, you are going to have this side up, hopefully. So when I'm doing this, I actually drop 4 stitches at a time from each side and then yarn over. Four is a good number, like it makes the braids pretty big, pretty chunky. This right here is from where I switched colors inside the tube. So when you get stuff like that, sometimes you just gotta tuck it back in. So, kind of interesting, I did start a TikTok for my knitting and stuff. So it is also called the Addie Queen, if you'd like to check that out. I've been trying to upload on there some. Oh, thank you, Tori. I love these colors too. They are from Joann's Big Twist. And I'm telling you what, I've been a sucker for this mint color for as long as I can remember. It is one of my favorite colors of yarn. And I really wanted to make a blanket with it, so I paired it with this hunter green and some white. I will tell you just by looking at the camera, the hunter green looks darker in person. The mint is pretty much the same shade, but the hunter green is darker than it shows up on here. Well, last year before Christmas, I had this lady order 4 blankets, machine knit for her grandkids for Christmas. And she wanted them school colors, which around me is red, white, and black. So I was able to design a bunch of different blankets with 3 colors. And so I decided to use one of those designs, but with these 3 colors. Would you guys be interested in blanket tutorials? I know I do have a scrap blanket tutorial on my channel, but I don't know. Would you want more blanket tutorials in the future? It's so satisfying just to pull those apart. Now, it's been a while since I've been live on YouTube. I'll have to do that a little more often. I like getting on here to hang out with you guys. It's kind of, being real, uncut, and you can see that I make mistakes too. Yes, Robin, you would like more blanket tutorials? I can work on that. I now have a baby blanket tutorial. I have one making a scrap Afghan. I think that's one of my most popular videos, actually. But I wasn't sure because a lot of the technique's the same. I'm not sure what you're asking. Could you do what to? I mean, you could definitely do this join. I don't know. I'm sorry. Oh, together? Totally. Just message me or email me and we talk about something. I know on YouTube my email is there. Yeah, there are a lot of tutorials out there. I suggest JoJo Juju. She has some amazing videos out there. And Diana Levine Knits. She does a lot of different tutorials. She makes like flowers and different purses and bags. She has a bunch of cool stuff too. You just gotta know where to look. We go a fourth one. There. After I finish this row, I will show you what this blanket looks like so far. I'm so excited for it. Yeah, a knit along. So I actually have a Facebook group called the Addie Queens Videos and More, and I thought about doing a knit along on there. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of interest in a knit along. I've asked a couple times in the past, but if there's interest, I would totally be into that, all over it. So I will definitely keep that in mind. But that would be easier in a Facebook group just with the formatting. I wish that, I'm in the United States and a lot of my subscribers and I know other creators with knitting machines are not. I don't know, I just wish I had more people in my area. I think it'd be so fun to plan like a knitting machine get together. Just all get together and work on projects. That would be super cool. So each of these blocks of color are 30 rows long. So I found that 30 rows when working on the Addie King size makes a pretty good square. Oop. See, it's kind of tricky with this join. See, it kind of like gets hung up sometimes. You got to make sure that both rows come undone or it'll just look uneven. You want to make sure that you have both rows all the way through. Yeah, this blanket, I've been working on it for about a month. It's just been laying out and I finally decided it has to be done this week. I'm just done. It has to be finished and put it on my bed or something. I'm sick of looking at it. Oop. I have been working on a couple of beanies that are what you call duplicate stitch. So you actually just knit with like a regular color and then you go back in with a tapestry needle or a yarn needle and you actually add the design on with separate yarn. I think I'm probably going to make a tutorial with a pattern or something here soon because I think that would be super cool. I made a little beanie with a cow on it and then I made one with a panda bear. Not sure what I would make the YouTube tutorial over yet, but that has been in the works. See, that stubborn green will not unravel the way it should. There's my end in there. Yeah, so the duplicate stitching is kind of a little intimidating, but it is super fun. And once you get the hang of it, there's really nothing you can't do. I'm getting close to the end here. So this blanket is 300 rows long and let's see. I have 5 tubes made, one on the Addie. I might do 7. Yeah, so with the duplicate stitching, you definitely could do letters on the edge or like the brim. It might be kind of hard though because the way duplicate stitching works is that you are actually like it would be on the stitch. It would be a different color. Like it would make the stitch look like a different color than it is. I have not done vinyl. I know people make certain like patches and stuff to go on toboggans. I've seen some on Etsy, but I haven't really played around with that much. So I'm getting close to the end. See, ooh, getting there. Okay. Yeah, I have a Cricut as well, and I've tried to combine like Cricut stuff and yarn stuff, and I haven't really mixed the two very well. I know Cricuts can be very good for making tags and stuff to put on toboggans, but I'm not much into the leather, and I don't know. It's just not something I've really explored. I'm getting close to the end. So exciting. I don't know, there's something about it, but going live and talking to you guys while I'm working helps motivate me a little bit more. Um, I always like to have background noise when I'm crocheting or knitting, and so like this way I'm kind of my own background noise, I guess. This camera is not liking my nails being sparkly. I should focus better. There we go. Maybe that'll fix it. Who knows? I'm not very good with technology. Um, Growing up, my friends always called me Granny Annie because I was always working with yarn and stuff. And let me tell you, the older I get, the more true it is. Fourth one. So close to the end here. The end is in sight. Whoa. I lost one. There we go. Oh, thank you. That is so sweet of you to say. I really appreciate all the kind comments I get. I am working on a blanket. Um, it's going to be a full-sized blanket, maybe a little bigger. And right now I am joining some tubes together because I don't know why. I just am. But I'm finally close to the end of joining these two. Here we go. And I take the two tails, wrap them around, pull through, wrap around, pull all the way through. And then that makes a pretty good knot. I do work that in. Like, see here, I worked it in to the end of these two tubes. I'll show you a little bit of my blanket so far. I don't really have my camera set up to where I can show it the best, but she's looking good. I'm excited. I'm going to come up here and close the ends of some tubes. I think this is my least favorite part of the whole thing. Oh, thank you. When I do finish this, I will definitely be posting it on my YouTube and probably my Facebook group as well. On this part, you know, we're just trying to crochet this shut. Pretty typical closure. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. I'm hoping that it'll look pretty good when I finish it. I'm kind of nervous. I wanted to do 7 tubes. I have 6 made right now, and I'm working on my 7th. But this mint color, I didn't buy enough of the dye lot, and I'm really afraid that I'm going to run out. So, Not sure how big my blanket's going to be yet. Whoop. Just because I might run out. I didn't plan that very well. You have difficulty at the end of closing tubes. So you mean like after you get to the end of the waist yarn? I definitely always suggest using waste yarn when you're closing tubes. It makes it so easy to find the stitches. None of them usually drop. Makes it a lot easier to work with. Okay, I'll show you when I get to the end of my waist yarn what I usually do. Oh, hi. Welcome. I love Tennessee. It is so beautiful. My family and I love to vacation in the Smokies. Just wonderful. Um, love, I love your state. I have been working on blanket tutorials, but also been a little lazy. I'll admit to that. They get smaller. So if where you are crocheting or closing gets smaller, that probably means that your work, like your tension is super duper tight or you're having issues in that sort of area. Okay, since I'm working on closing the tubes of a blanket right now, instead of tying a knot here, I'm actually putting my crochet hook under like that, and I'm moving right along to this white just to make it seamless and make a little bit of a better join. It'll save me a little bit of work later. I'm excited. I love at the end of closing up tubes, taking the waste yarn off. It is so satisfying. I just love it. So with my setup right now, to my right is my cat and his cat tree, and he's overlooking my work and acting like he's going to pounce any second. He thinks that anytime the yarn is out, it is for him and for his amusement. um, he's not a very big help, as you could imagine. So I'm getting close here. You'll see I have the same number of stitches on each side, which is good. Nothing wrong there. But I know you mentioned that yours get tight, and I'm assuming it's a tension thing, because if you keep your work loose, it's not that bad to get your hook in. Or if it's super tight, your hook might be too big as well. Okay, we're close to the end. Oh man, it's so hard to read your guys' chats. They disappear so fast. Okay, I'm glad we all agree I will be working on more blanket designs. Something to keep me busy during the summer. So I do have this green over here, but as you can see, I have to join another tube to it. So for now, I am gonna tie a knot here. If I can find there it is. And I'll just pick that up later when I close the end of that. Yeah, I was so surprised. I made my scrap blanket more towards the beginning of my YouTube, and wow, there's so many people that like that video. Well, it's crazy. So many of you guys are from Tennessee. Man, I feel like the odd one out. Yeah, some beautiful country. That waist yarn came off so beautifully. Not always that lucky. So now I'm going to go here And you see there is a little bit of a gap. So what I like to do is tie my two ends together like that. And that usually is effective to close the gap. Wow, a California king quilt. That is huge. You are very ambitious. I could never, ever make something that big. So I'm going to come here inside my tube and just pull these tails in here out of the way. Wrap around my crochet hook. Oh, come on. Stubborn thing. Okay. Third time's a charm, right? Oh, wedding gift. That sounds like an amazing gift. I love handmade stuff. And that is so thoughtful. I'm sure they will love it. Especially like with a new home, that'll be beautiful to have. I really love this waist yarn color. I almost wish I would have incorporated it into the design of my blanket. So where I was closing my tubes and I carried over, see, there's no gap like there was in that last one. Oh, and this is what the back looks like, in case you were curious. This kind of shows it a little bit better. So I'm going to leave this one open for now because I do have another tube to join. We're going to go clear over to the other end, and I have this to close. Oh, it has taken me forever to learn all of this. And I mess up too, so that is a very nice compliment of you to say. Okay. Now this is the cast on side of my tubes, so it will be a little more difficult to take off the waste yarn, but nothing too bad. So I did get a new job, so I'll be a little busy, but I will be trying to upload another blanket tutorial for you guys since that seems like something you're into. I may upload a tutorial for this blanket depending on how much of it I get finished and what I can film. Yeah, I just love the way this braid looks. And actually, I made a YouTube video about the braided join, and when I first published it, there was another creator who said, "Oh, this is my join, like, I don't want you making a video about it." And I was respectful, I was cool with her, and I told her, I said, "Okay, I know you feel that way, but, I don't know, it's not like a pattern, it's just a technique," and I apologized. She was very upset. Which understandably, like, you don't want someone taking your ideas. But in the past, like before she did a braided join, I had videos where you didn't unravel the yarn and you still braided it together. And I was arguing back and forth with her, but we compromised and I made the name of my video the Shelby Knit Braided Join. So I think that appeased her, but hopefully she's not mad at me. I don't want to make anyone angry. I'm just here to make stuff and try to be helpful, you know. Let's see. What's my thoughts on dropping one stitch and picking up two stitches and joining the tubes? It is whatever you want to do. You can change the pattern anyway. It will make the braid like a little smaller and tighter, but I think that would still work out pretty well. Working on a baby blanket. So, um, when I've had uneven tubes, I've found what helps. You can put in a lifeline if you have like too many stitches on one tube, or you can kind of stretch it a little bit and make it work the way you want to. Oh, a body pillow cover. That sounds really cute. I think, did you share that to Facebook? I think I saw that. Um, I think I saw that and I think it was really beautiful, if I'm thinking of the right thing. I see a lot of stuff that you guys make and I love it so much. Ooh, look, it's coming along. Okay, now I need to go back, clear over to this other end where I was before. Yeah, I saw that. I thought it looked so cool. You did the red, white, and black. Yeah, that was so cute. I love your creativity. I am trying to get my Facebook group a little more active. I'm not sure how to do that. Like, a lot of people just share patterns that they're selling, which is great. But I wish that more people would share what they're working on. I'm really struggling with that. It always feels so loose at the beginning of the braided join, but you get there eventually. When you get like towards the end of a blanket, it gets kind of crazy to work on it because it takes up so much space. But I'll probably survive. I might make it through. Right here, I messed up on my stitching a little bit when it was on my machine. And I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. That's where I'm dropping stitches, but it's looking a little rough. 3, 4, whoop, 4 right there. I forget the name of the pattern that I made that's kind of like similar to this. I think this is the same as the checkered blanket, actually, but it's just different colors. There we go. Oh, I dropped 2. Oops. Oh, thank you. They're all Big Twist. You know, that's my favorite yarn. I'm a sucker for Big Twist. And this minty green, I don't know why. I just think it is so cute. I talked about it earlier in the live, but this is hunter green. It's actually a little bit darker than what the camera's showing, but I'm hoping it'll look pretty good. I don't know what I'm going to do along the edges of this blanket, if I'm going to add a trim or just leave it. It's hard. I don't know what to do. So, my boyfriend is in the Navy, so I made him a blanket with navy blue, like a varsity gold and white. And it was a similar pattern to this one too. And I put like a little crochet border around it. But I'm telling you that to tell you this. With that blanket, just because of the colors that I wanted to match the navy, I used the red heart yarn. And it is so much scratchier than Big Twist. Like, Joann's my favorite. Kind of a sucker for Joann fabrics. This is kind of Joann Fabrics colors, actually. Oh, a baby sweater with that color? That would be so cute. I've always wanted to get into flatbed knitting machines, but I don't know. I'm afraid I'll buy one new, which, you know, is quite the investment, and I just won't like it or won't pick it up. And I haven't been able to find any used. Oh, hi, welcome to the stream. Thank you for commenting. Whoa, I am struggling hardcore right now. I just keep randomly dropping stitches. That's what I get for talking. It's okay. If you pick it up soon enough, you can just go back in it. It's fine. It'll all work out. I appreciate you guys hopping on here and hanging out with me. Hopefully watching this, I don't know, isn't entirely boring. Wow, 9 flatbeds. You must have quite the craft room. I can only imagine. Are these long strips I did? So yeah, these are the tubes I made on my Addy. If you look over here, you'll see this is in fact circular knit. And when I was casting off pegs 1 and 2, and then 22 and 23, I dropped and didn't pick up. And so that's what I'm unraveling to do this join with. Yeah, I love making blankets on my Addy. So quick and convenient. Whoa, what is going on here? Okay, there we go. Sometimes it gets a little caught up. You kind of have to tug it a little bit more than you would like to. Your living room is where you do your knitting. Yeah, I do mine in my bedroom, or I don't know why. I almost always work on the floor. No clue. And you know how it is with yarn. You know, you have some in the closet, you have some by the couch, under the bed. It's just everywhere. That's one of the things I like about the circular knitting machines is they're relatively portable, you know. It's just great to be able to take on trips and such. When I finish this blanket, I will have to upload like a short little video showing you what it looks like because I'm super excited with these colors. Well, it's good you have a system worked out. I usually put mine in the bottom of a bar stool, and that holds it pretty well and keeps the work nice and tight. A stupid tail popping out. This blanket's a little bit longer than what I usually make. My past ones I've made 270 rows, and this one is 300, and I do appreciate the length. I'm liking it pretty well. A TV tray, yeah, that sounds really great too. I like the clamps the Addies come with. I'm not sure if all of them come with them. I don't know. When I bought my first Addy, they were so much cheaper. It was like $270. I got the big Addy, the little Addy, and then 4 clamps, a book, needles, all kinds of stuff. But now, like the Addy King, probably $250 just alone, and it's insane. But the clamps, amazing. I don't know if you have Instagram or not, but I found that Addy has a page on there, and they post a bunch of cool stuff, like in their factory making the machines and such. And from my understanding, they make knitting needles too. 148. Yeah, that's really good. Mine came from Germany as well. Um, my second Addy I got from Laughing Hens, and I'm pretty sure they get theirs straight from the factory. The smaller Addy, I like to use that to make baby blankets. Recently, I've also been making gnomes, like little Easter gnomes and Santa pumpkins, snowmen. I don't know why, but I found to make a bunch more of my seasonal stuff on the smaller one. My poor smaller Addy is just about on its last leg. I have worn that poor thing out. Um, People make scrunchies, they make all kinds of stuff. Dropped stitch scarves are really popular. And there's a girl in my Facebook group, I cannot think of her name. She has an Etsy shop and she makes all these tiny little stuffed animals and she makes them all on the 22 pin as well. All right, so we're continuing on. I'm getting pretty close to the end. I have 5 more blocks of color. All right. Preemie hats, yeah, that's pretty good to make on the 22 just because the circumference is a lot smaller. I wish you'd make baby hats, like for big-headed babies on there. But I found that the 40 pin works pretty well for that. I do have a couple of videos on my YouTube that kind of highlight making my tubes here. There is a video called making a scrap blanket on the Addy that shows me making tubes. Um, I have knitting a checkered blanket. I have a couple on there. If you scroll, I'm sure you'll find a blanket video. If you're looking of how to do the panels, do not go to my stitch by stitch video. That one was just me telling you row counts. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to make another video in that format again. Like, it didn't seem to be as helpful to you guys, so. I wish I was faster at this. It's taken forever. I feel like I'm never going to finish this stupid blanket. Yeah, a lot of people like hate on people that use knitting machines because it's not doing work and whatever else. But what they don't see is this. Like, it's still pretty time consuming and it still takes talent and whatnot. So if you're getting some hate, just ignore it. People are just dumb. Literally, half the people that complain about what you're doing and what you're making, there's no way they could make it themselves. Don't listen to them. Oh, thank you. I'm hoping to finish this pretty soon. Um, yeah, I'm not the fastest at my crochet, but we'll get there. Yeah, I agree. It's still creating. There's still so much you could do. I think the issue with people is you say a machine and they think that you're buying yarn pushing buttons. I don't think people fully understand what knitting machines are. And I think that's part of what fuels the negativity around them is people just they don't know, which is fine. Like it's not their job to know, but The end is in sight. I think I might survive. I might just survive. Still not sure. I do have another tube on my Addy upstairs. That might be the last tube for this. Might not be. Yeah, knitting machines are a beast of their own. It took me so long to learn on my first knitting machine. And some people you see, they make their first project and it's like this beautiful headband. No, my first project was terrible. I made toboggans, but they were only one layer. They didn't have a brim. It was just awful. Like, I should have saved some of my earlier projects instead of throwing them away. Just to show you guys. Like, it's kind of crazy. Okay, so I do sell my blankets. I made one that was this, whoa, I'm sorry. I made one this size and I sold it for $150. And then I had a lady that ordered 3 of them, and they were 270 rows each instead of 300, and I sold those for 150 each as well. And then I made another blanket that was for a queen size bed, and I used Lion brand ice cream yarn, but like it wasn't a pattern, it was just a bunch of scraps. It was so colorful. It's on my YouTube channel. And I got on my page on Facebook where I sell stuff, and instead of selling it outright for the price I wanted like $220 or something like that. And I knew no one in my area would pay that, so I did a raffle at $5 a ticket, and I said, no matter how many people are interested, this raffle's not over until I sell every ticket because I have to get this amount of money for it. And so family, friends, and neighbors all bought tickets, and I got 220 for that one. So I would say 150 to 200 is what I get for a medium-sized blanket. I haven't made much bigger than this. My baby blankets I get about $35 for. Yeah, the raffle, it went okay. I think it would have done better if I like took the blanket and actual physical tickets to a craft fair or something like that, because a lot of people didn't want to bid on it having not seen the blanket. And then those last 5 or 6 tickets took me forever to sell, but I don't know if I'll do a raffle again or not, just because it was tedious getting money from everybody. And you know that website where I think it's called Wheel of Names. I put everybody's names on there and spun the wheel, and that's how I decided the winner. So that was kind of fun. It was definitely an experience. Oh, that stupid tail come out again. Three, four. Oh, goodness. There we go. I hate when that happens. You like go to yarn over and half of it falls off. We're close to the end again. Aw, I appreciate that. That is so nice. The replay usually uploads pretty fast, so hopefully it'll be there by the end of tonight or tomorrow. Wow, 150 in yarn, I bet. Yeah, this yarn, I think it was the first or second week in January was on sale for $1.99 a skein, and that's the best sale they have all year. I think I bought 70 or 80 skeins, and yeah, yarn is not cheap at all. Okay, my blanket is 300 rows, so it's about the length that would fit on a queen size bed. I forget the measurement. I haven't measured it yet because I haven't added a border or anything. I really, really love the landscapes yarn, but man, I cannot afford to spend $8 on a skein of acrylic yarn, especially like a lot of consumers don't understand having like different qualities of yarn. You know what I mean? Like you pay more for the yarn that's better, but they don't want to pay more for the product that's made with the better yarn. So it's frustrating. But when you find your market of people that are willing to pay for your stuff and that understand your artistry, you will get people that are willing to pay for the better yarn. You just got to weed out the people that aren't, which is difficult, to say the least. What makes me so sad is like when you go on Facebook Marketplace and you find these people that, oh, you know, my grandma died or my aunt died and I'm selling her yarn and they basically give it away. Like, you know, that person would be so sad to see their yarn going for so cheap. Oh my goodness. Like, people who do not work with yarn do not know how expensive it is. I've gotten a lot of yarn. There's a lady in my area who crocheted and she was moving houses. So she wanted to get rid of her yarn. She didn't have time for it, which I understand is very time consuming. She sold me 6 trash bags full for $50. Yeah, for like so cheap. People are like, oh, I could go to Walmart and get a blanket for $30. Why would I pay for yours? I definitely understand. That's part of the reason I did a blanket raffle, just because I knew people would not be willing to pay. Usually, I don't offer blankets for sale. I take custom orders for them just because I don't want to make a blanket that I don't want and just be stuck with it. Because people don't really understand. They would rather pay $20 and buy 5 or 6 different blankets than buy one that's more expensive that'll last longer. I've never understood that. I do not think there's going to be a tutorial for this blanket just because I have not filmed a lot of the process. But I do have a tutorial called Checkered Blanket or something like that, with a blanket that is red, black, and white. And it is the same pattern as this blanket. Yeah, I wish consumers understood. Yes, a disposable world for sure. Fast fashion has really killed a lot of crafting. Um, so sad. I don't really know of a solution. I do know that when you advertise, if you say that you're a low waste facility or like, people like when you say that you are good to the earth and stuff like that. Which, I don't know. I don't think this is high waste. We're not buying a new machine every time and stuff like that. So, there we go. Lots of waste yarn though. But we don't have to talk about that. Alright, I'm going to weave in these ends really quick. Whoa. Put my crochet hook backwards. You see that? Oh my. Yeah, I've struggled recently with people wanting stuff cheaper. I made Easter Bunny gnomes and I got on Etsy and bought like these little wooden ears. I think it was $60 for 60 pairs of ears, which is fine. That's $1 per gnome. I have not sold a single one. People do not want to pay for that. Yeah, knitting machines are not cheap. So I would say, I'll show you. This is more of a pure white I'm working with here. I'll lay it down. My off-white is here, so it's a pure white, I would say. It's from Joann, it's Big Twist, white, so I'll lay this out for you guys. It's like show and tell. Come look at my goodie that I made. All right, just take me a second. So here she is. I don't know, it's not laid out the best, but each of these is 30 rows and I have 10, so that's 300 total. I like it. I'm happy with it. Oh, thank you. I'm excited. I think what I'm going to do is like put a loop crochet border all the way around. What is that? Yeah, I'm very excited for this blanket. As you guys can see, this is yarn I bought during that Big Twist sale. I have a bunch of it. I have totes and bags, and I have that shelf over there. It's kind of crazy. But here are my little Easter Bunny gnomes. I don't know, what would you guys price these at? I have them at $11 a piece, but in my shop I put them on sale for $9 a piece. I haven't sold one. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know, they have beans in the bottom, so like he stands up, he's got a beard, you know. I don't know. That's something I thought would do good, but didn't. Yeah, I have spent quite a lot of time building up my yarn collection. It has definitely been a work in progress. This shelf here I bought for craft fairs, and after craft fair season, it got filled with my cakes. So I need to spend some more. That's kind of sloppy, but so I do have one more tube to add to this, but I think I'm gonna keep it at 6 tubes instead of 7, just because I'm out of this mint. I have this mint here. That's definitely the wrong color. So always buy enough of the same dye lot. You will not regret it. Yeah, I think there's a big difference. The Addy stitch is a lot better. Central will get the job done, but it's not as fun to work with. Well, I think I'm gonna hop off of here because this is really all the work I had to get done. I just did these 2 braids on the live and closed up my ends. So I think I'm gonna get off for the night. I appreciate you guys getting on here. Oh, how many rows? These are 300 rows a piece. So, show you my yarn collection? Okay, I can definitely do that. So, over here we have the kitty, obviously. He's our little supervisor. And then this is my shelf with my crochet hooks and like my shorter skeins. And then my work table. I made this out of some scrap yarn. That was kind of fun. And then I got some cakes here. Mostly Big Twist. And I don't know. I need to do some yarn shopping and fill this back up. So, all right. I think that's all I have for you guys. Have a good night, everybody. And thanks for tuning in.